we know also that we have our part of responsibility. We are talking about, for example, we as Africa, some of our African leaders, unfortunately, sometimes they are the author of corruption or electoral frauds or maybe bad governance or non-respect of human rights. That happens sometimes. So we have also our part of responsibility. The culprits are not only outside, we also have to change, to improve our governance, to improve our democracy. But there are already some success stories in Africa, in different countries, like just I can quote Ghana, or in democracy, for example, Ghana, Tanzania, or Mali, or Senegal. There are some good, some success story in Africa. So we are not always backward, as you say. There are some good tendencies, and even in the economic field, the data is now saying that the growth, the average of economic growth of Africa is now around 5.3, and it is expected to be 6 for this year and next year.
But then you are a very lucky person, because then you are richer than the United States, which cannot produce the same rate of growth that you can produce in Africa.
That's why we are not alone.
My question is, I do want to ask you about your relations with the rich countries. And there are two types, actually there are 3 types of rich countries. You have the Western world, which is traditionally the rich part of the world, except that these days they are in bad shape because of the financial crisis and because of Mr. Madoff. And so we are not sure how rich they are. But nevertheless, your relationship with them is important. Then you've got these Arabs who have very heavy pockets because they've got so much oil that they walk like this because their pockets are so heavy that they can't keep their shoulders straight. But even they are having problems because the price of oil has gone down from 147 for a barrel to 47 for a barrel. It's a huge fall in price. And then you have the third set of countries which I call rich, which is China, because China owns the wealth of the United States. It owns the treasury bills of this country. And so it is expanding into Africa very visibly. And so could you comment on Africa's relations with the rich, and particularly on Africa's relations with China?
Yes, with Western rich countries, first we have a historical link because, for example, with France and with UK.
That's colonialism.
Yes, colonialism, and it's still going on now, but those are some of our partners, but not only Western countries, because Africa and the African Union is now working to establish more partnership with different partners, not only those historical partners. This partnership can come through 2 ways, through bilateral and multilateral. Of course, bilateral, there are the link between countries and US and all European Union countries and other countries. And about Arabic countries, there is also a historical link between Arab countries and Africa. And for that, from the summit which was held, Afro-Arab Summit held in '77, we have established a plan of action, and there are a lot of structures which has been established. Also, there is support from the BADEA two African countries and through Arab Bank, and we have also organized, for example, some activities like a trade fair, and we have also different other activities because we have established this link between the League of Arab States and the African Union. For China, as you are right, China is present in Africa. And for China, we have this mechanism named Forum Sino-Africa, Sino-Africa Forum.
Sino-African Forum.
Sino-African Forum. In French, it is Forum Sino-Africa. Sino-African Forum. And it is already very well known in Africa. Of course, there are a lot of achievements by Chinese in Africa. They are everywhere, but they are doing great jobs, so we accept them. And not only China, no, we have also a wide range of partners. As I told, I already talked about Turkey, I talk about India also. We have this summit, Africa-India, which was held last year. We have also, with Japan, we have a TICAD with Japan. So Japan also is a good partner of Africa and is doing great activities in Africa. So we have a wide range of partnership, and we try to develop this partnership not only from the North-South partnership, but the South-South partnership is equally important for us.
Quite obviously, you are a very attractive continent and an attractive person, and everybody wants to come close to you. So keep a bit of your heart for Pakistan also.
Yes.
I would request you to open the floor for questions.
We have time for, please hold your applause. We have time for some questions and discussion. Yes, sir, in the front row. And if you just wait for the microphone and introduce yourself. Thank you.
It's Mohammed from Yemen. I come from Yemen Mission. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Your Excellency for your very informative and interesting lectures, and also my thanks are extended to Professor Kamal and to all those who made this possible. My question is, you mentioned the link between African Union and Arab League. So what is your assessment of the level of cooperation between these two countries, given the fact that about half of the Arab countries are part of the African Union, and why? Thank you.
Yes, good question indeed. As you mentioned, we have some Arab countries who are part of the African Union. All the countries in the northern part, including, I just quote Mauritania. We have also Egypt. Egypt is a very active members of the League of Arab States also. We have Libya, we have Tunisia, we have Algeria, and then we have Sudan also, we have Comoros, we have in the Somalia also as members of the League of Arab States. So that's why it's facilitated the link between the two organizations, because those countries who are active, very active within the African Union, they are also very active within the LAS. And what we noticed now, there is also a good link between the Secretariat of the League of Arab States and the Commission of the African Union. The Secretary General Amre Moussa, and now we have Jean-Ping as chairperson of the African Union Commission. They are constantly on consultation. I heard that they held a lot of consultations, and the last consultations between the two secretariats was held in December 2008 to assess indeed the level of cooperation. And this cooperation encompasses different areas from peace and security and political, economic, and social areas. For peace, just one example, for peace and security, now we are working together for the issue of Darfur with Qatar, under the leadership of Qatar. We have established this Qatar initiative, and within this Qatar initiative, we brought all parties in Darfur for peacekeeping, for peace talk. This is one of one example of the